The Museum of Idaho is a really special place because we're not just one thing. We're not just a history center, we're not just a science center, we're a combination of all of those things.
Well, I think the museum is an opportunity for people in our community as well as visitors to our state to experience the state of Idaho. And even though people live within the community, they haven't really experienced the richness.
In the mid-1970s, the Bonneville County Historical Society formed, and they began to collect and preserve the stories of this place. But now we've grown our mission a little bit. In 2003, we were able to start offering these wonderful exhibits from all over that have helped to teach us so many things. So as we opened our expansion in 2019, we really were able to continue growing and expanding the mission. So, you know, we like to say we bring the world to Idaho and Idaho to the world.
What's really impressive is that Idaho Falls, is not a place that maybe everybody would be able to pinpoint on a map. But the Museum of Idaho really has put Idaho Falls on the map in the exhibit company world. So we go back and forth between choosing science-based exhibits and choosing history-based exhibits, and there's a wide breadth of topics within those two classes of exhibits. We've done everything from what we've got right now, animals inside out, to exhibits about dinosaurs, exhibits about insects, about King Tut, about pirates. There's all sorts of things that you never knew you wanted to know that you can learn here at the museum.
We have a lot of people who come through the museum, and not just people who live here in this region, but people traveling through, and they want to learn about Idaho. They want to learn about this part of Idaho. The Way Out West exhibit was such an amazing experience and a wonderful opportunity to be able to participate. It's not often in the life of a curator that you are able to curate such a large and impactful exhibit, and in fact one that will stand for so long. We're able to tell stories of this community, and we're really able to, I think, shed some light and highlight this area as a wonderful and contributing part of not just the West, but really part of the world. I think it was a really wonderful opportunity to take a step back and look at Idaho and look at what we produce, and to be able to share these stories, as well as to start asking complex questions, as well as to be able to take a look at our state and maybe look at some of the harder things in our state, maybe some of the things that we're not so comfortable with, but we're able to look at some of this part of our history and ask some questions there and think about how we perceive history and how we are shaped by what we've learned about history, and maybe how we change a little bit as we learn a little more in depth about our history to help us move forward and become a stronger people.
We also make sure that we offer curriculum aligned with each of our exhibits, whether that's traveling or in-house designed exhibits, that is aligned to our state and national standards. So we offer lesson plans and trainings for educators to use in their own classrooms that connect them in a lot of different subject areas to the exhibit, so that when they bring their students, it's not just a field trip. It's not just something fun that they get to do at the end of the year. It really truly is a piece of the curriculum and a learning experience.
We have some amazing collections, and sometimes we think of collections as something that's really rare or really significant or really unique, and we have those, and those are really special. But also, important and significant collections are things that led to everyday life in our community, whether that everyday life happened yesterday or happened 100 years ago, or even whether that everyday life was 13,000 years ago. And we really have a breadth of collections that go anywhere from technology to archaeology to archival resources. And we not just preserve these, but we also try to make these available for research. And then, of course, we try to include them in exhibition and in programs. we have the Wasdem Collection, which is an unparalleled collection, a very highly researched collection, and a local story and a local tie. If we're thinking conservatively, there are over 80,000 fossils in that collection, as well as there are soil samples, there are archival materials. And from that collection, we can see that there were humans interacting with natural resources right here on the landscape. They were hunting mammoth, they were hunting bison, they were hunting small ground squirrels. And through research and through more time studying this collection, we're also able to learn a lot about environmental changes that led to the environment that we see outside our windows today.
We teach everybody from 2-year-olds all the way up to adulthood here at the Museum of Idaho. And in those classes, we cover science topics, we cover history and both natural history and cultural history topics. And we even talk about our natural landscape and add in a little bit of physical education. We get to go outside and experience the wild places of Idaho.
You really want to have the ability to create learning no matter where you are in your life and give you a reason to engage with the museum. We're not just pieces of artifact, we're people.
There's something for everybody here, and I think we serve a lot of community needs that nobody else can do. And so through sponsorships and generous donors and grantors, we can provide scholarships. So any child who's interested can get plugged into the education program. And it's interesting for them to be able to see that their passions can align with our passions. And so if their passion is bringing humanities to rural communities and regions, then we can do that for them. And so it's fun to see them be excited about things that we can do, things that they're passionate about. We can make that happen here. It's really exciting for me to see, how we can grow and how we can build on what we already have.
As a nonprofit, we are here for community good. And what we do for our community is enrich the cultural elements within our community. We bring something unique that's not seen anywhere else in a community our size. Our donors are wonderful. We really appreciate everything that they do for us, and we just want them to have an opportunity to feel that their passions are aligned with our passions and that we can make this a special place and they can have a legacy here.